everybody, welcome to La Vida Rosa. Today we're going to be having a little surprise live because I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about this latest episode because it was crazy, and I really haven't done a live talking about Married at First Sight in a while. And since the new season is on and it's been a doozy, I was like, I might as well come on here and talk to y'all about it. Now I did just post the review, so I don't know if you want to stay for the live, you want to watch the review first, I don't know, but I did want to come on here and talk to y'all and have a little conversation, a little kiki, just talk about it. Hey, Bree, Sinead. So I wanted to hear what y'all's opinions were. I was trying to, while people are still coming in, I was trying to debate whether or not I want to keep talking about the Tyler, Ashley, Love is Blind situation, because there has been so much more that has come out, but I don't feel like sitting down and listening to Tyler live for 2 hours straight. I don't feel like going through all the extras of watching it, taking notes. So I was thinking maybe I would get on here and go live and we could watch together, not Tyler's, but just some of the, somebody summarizing everything. Because that's where I get it from. I get it from TikTok, where people they watch it and then kind of relay what happened in the interview. So y'all let me know if y'all want that. Hey, Janelle. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. This is, oh, also, y'all, I just got my hair done today. Got my hair retwisted. This is my first time having any sort of styling. Are we gonna do a live pop of the balloon? I got something I already have planned to do after this, but if I still have time tonight, if it's not too late, then I might still do pop your balloon. I kind of was gonna do this instead of pop your balloon, but I don't know. We'll see. I might still do it. I might do it if I can. I might do it tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be possible. But anyway, what are y'all thinking about this season so far? Like, especially in comparison to the past few seasons, are you enjoying it? My main thing right now is, where are the experts? Like, where the whole point of the show is because the experts chose these people to get married at first sight, and they're supposed to match these people up perfectly, and like, we have not seen them at all. They're supposed to be there to give counsel, advice, mediate. Like, they used to be so much, like, heavily involved in the process, and now we rarely even see them. Everyone needs to say no at the end. That's low-key how I've been feeling. Like, I've been saying, I just do not have any hope for any of these couples, and they would just have to prove me wrong with that. Oh yeah, this is my second account. You can't make me a mod on this account. What? But yeah, y'all, it's just been crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the couples. Let's go ahead and bring them up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with Camille and Thomas. What are y'all thinking about Camille and Thomas? I'm still a little nervous because Thomas, he said that he was in a relationship with somebody for years and wasn't willing to marry her. You weren't even willing to commit to someone that you chose. So someone else was chosen for you. I'm a little nervous about whether or not you'll be able to fully commit to Camille. It's looking good so far, and I feel like out of all the couples, they have the most hope, but I still have that in the back of my mind. I have an inkling of hope for Juan and Carla only. Okay, I will say this season is holding my interest a little more than the last couple seasons. Thomas is a ticking time bomb. You think so? I do think just the way that he looks, which looks can be deceiving, but he just looks upset all the time. And I don't know if that's just his general disposition. I don't know if that's just the way his face is set up. He just looks sad and hurt. But he just looks, unless he's smiling, he just looks like that. Maybe Camille and Thomas a little, right? Just a tiny bit. No spoilers in the comments, by the way. Apparently they both are ticking time bombs. But I agree, I don't see it lasting for most of these couples. Yeah. But if we're just going based off of general compatibility, chemistry, initially up until this point, they seem to have the best out of all of the couples so far, if you ask me. I can't stand someone who looks dejected all the time, but that's also me. That's the perfect word. He does always look dejected. He just looks upset. And, he's smiling in this picture, but I think that's another reason why his twin Y'all, y'all know I said his twin was the cute twin. And it might be because he's more lively and he's more, just happy. He seems like he's wants to be there. Thomas comes across almost like he doesn't. And I do think he's attracted to Camille. I do think, that's his type or whatever. But I just hope whatever he was dealing with before this, especially when it came to him being adopted and, that situation he had with his father, I hope that is not still something he's struggling with, because then it's going to turn into Camille's problem too. Giving Mark from the first season of Love is Blind. Low key. Okay, you threw it back with that one. For real, he does look like him. I don't know. I hope, I want better for Camille. That's all. She seems like she's like completely 100% invested. Oh, not to mention, she said she wanted someone that was a little bit more assertive, and she doesn't want to take on the leadership role, and pretty much she wants him to be able to step up, and she didn't mind doing it on vacation, but in real life she wants someone that can be the leader of the household. So, and also she wants somebody that's gonna smack her on the butt every now and then when he walks by. And I'm thinking, like, maybe she should just tell him that, because he said at first he was just trying to be respectable, and then he said, well, I'm just gonna start going for it. So maybe he just thought he was just being a gentleman. He didn't want to move too fast. He didn't want her to be thrown off and get the ick, because y'all know that happens quick on this show. So maybe he was being polite, but now he's gonna let his other side out, because that sounds like something that she really, really, really wants from him. Anyway, let's move on to Juan and Carla. Now, normally I don't really watch other people's reviews of shows, but I just so happen to come across this channel that I really like. It's called It Takes Two, and it's a husband and wife that review the show, and from time to time I watch their reviews. And one of them said something about how, the fact that Juan has this startup, yes, he has a job, but it's a sales job, so the money he makes is dependent on what he sells. Then all the money that he makes from that is going right back into his startup, and he has these people depending on him, and it's kind of like, it's not saying he's broke, but it's kind of like he is broke, because he doesn't have any free money right now. And I do think, in a way, that's kind of messed up to come into a marriage like that. Do I think that Carla will try to take advantage of that? She keeps saying that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I do. I think she's going to try to manipulate her way out of it. But I didn't think of it that way. And I do think, even though he's being honest and upfront about it. Well, let's just go all the way to the origin of it. They were wrong for pairing these two people together in the first place, because both of them have completely different ideas about marriage and, like as far as finances go. So it pretty much was doomed from the beginning, if you ask me, because they're never going to agree on that. She feels one way, he feels another. I feel like right now they're playing nice and they're on vacation, and the real world has not hit them yet, but he seems like the type to put his foot down and want it a particular way, and her family already told on her that when she hears no, she tries to twist it into a yes, and I don't think that's going to work on him. So this is what I'm seeing from them. Juan is giving Steve. Yes, that kind of is like Steve from a few seasons ago. Did we ever find out what Steve did for a living? I think they both have money problems. Carla is reckless, and Juan doesn't have enough money at the moment to already be policing what they can do and can't do. I agree. Like, because he's sitting up there telling her, yeah, if you go on vacation, you probably gonna have to go alone. So y'all can't save and put a little money to the side for that. So yes, I do feel like that kind of opened my eyes and gave me a different perspective on the situation, because I mean, if you don't have any disposable income and you're just meeting someone, y'all are just getting to know each other, that means you can't go on dates. Y'all can't, I don't know. It's unfair to her. Now, as far as her, she, like someone else in the chat said, she does get reckless with money. I love It Takes Two. I just got hip to their channel. Me too. Camille and Thomas may make, yeah, I think Camille and Thomas, sure. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Carla on the bus telling all the men about their magic stick. I don't know how nobody shut her down. Like, not one wife was giving her the look, or their husband the look. Like, why are you participating in this conversation with this drunk woman? Juan was egging it on. Like, why was Carla sitting in the front of the bus and Juan sitting in the back of the bus? See, this is one of the main reasons why people think that the couples should not be mingling on the honeymoon, because the first of all, these are all strangers. Even the ones that are married to each other are strangers, and y'all are already blurring the lines, getting drunk, being all over each other, hanging out without your partner. It's a recipe for disaster. Does he not have disposable income, or he doesn't want to use his income for trips? He basically said all his money is going into that startup. Anything he's making. Juan was embarrassed too. You think Juan was embarrassed? He didn't look embarrassed to me. You think he was embarrassed? Apparently everyone was talking about, yeah, I heard what she said at the after party, right? And I get it, everybody was talking about it, but she was over talking everybody else. Like, when you remember when Allan tried to put his little 2 cents in, she talked over, wait, I'm not done. Like, she was talking over everybody in that bus to give her opinion. I thought Juan was embarrassed. He turned his head and looked out the window. I don't know. Juan, he looked like he down for whatever, low key. Especially after what Carla said. The next episode, on the preview of the next episode, Thomas has a resting sad face. Yes, his eyes were shifty and he was covering his face. Okay, well, maybe he was. I wasn't getting that. He very well could have been embarrassed. He seemed like he was right along for the ride. Juan needs TV promotion for that app. Okay. Now, I wasn't gonna say it until I really got some sort of indication, but the more he talks about how he's wasting all this money in this app, it does seem like he came on this show to get some sort of promotion. And if he starts promoting it every 2 seconds, you remember how Gina was a couple of seasons ago, where she was always promoting her beauty shop every 2 seconds? If he starts doing that, we'll know for sure. The accuracy of the sad face. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna work for them in the long run, mainly because of financial issues. Personally, like I said, I don't think he should have come on the show being strapped like that. Once the app takes off, yes, but not before. Mm. There's no hope. I'm sorry. There's no hope for these two. And it's only because Madison is not attracted to him at all. I feel like she kind of had her rose colored glasses on the wedding day. But she don't like him. She do not like him. I don't know why she came on this show knowing she's very picky, knowing she only likes a particular type. And you come on the show, and let's be honest. Majority of the men and women, but I'm really going to put it on the men chosen for this show are not models. Okay? There have been a few here or there that have just been out of this world fine. But not often do you see just like a guy that belongs on The Bachelor or Love Island come on a show like this. So I don't know I don't know what she was expecting. Now, should he have put on them pink broccoli drawers? No. I feel like he was not helping his case out at all. Could he use a fashion upgrade? Yes. But a lot of women meet men who can't dress and their style is upgraded to help them glow up. But she's not even willing to invest that. Madison is so repulsed by him. I know. And, she pretty much called him a pushover, which he's kind of been a pushover. She wants a more assertive person, or maybe she just wants something toxic because she says she's used to dating men that are controlling. Remember, she told that to David when they were working out. She's dated a lot of men that were controlling in the past. So maybe in her mind, that's being assertive. And really, that's not healthy. Because at the end of the day, I think Allan is a good guy. I think he's not the most buff guy, but he has a good job. He seems like he would treat her right. He's been through it in the past with someone who didn't appreciate him. So I'm sure he would put his all into a relationship with someone that did. I don't know. When he was telling the story about the time he went to Argentina, she could not be any less interested. Right. And I thought that was a very interesting story. She's the one who asked him, had he been traveling? And he tells you this, adventure story that happened to him and wasn't even interested to hear it. You hit the nail on the head. They were thinking they're going to get Bachelor runner-ups. Those men don't need Dr. Pepper to find them. Why? Look, if you're looking for a Chris Hemsworth or child, I can't think of too many fine white men off the top of my head. Brad Pitt. If you're looking for that, you're not going to find that on Love is Blind because they don't need help finding a wife. They can just go out, they can just reach their hand out and find one. They're not coming on this show. And if they are, they just want to be on TV. He's not terrible looking. Right. I don't even think he's bad looking. I think he needs a little extra grooming. And maybe a little help with his wardrobe, styling. He has the money to do it. I feel like her and David. I did not tell y'all last episode. I had a feeling that it was gonna be those two. That David and Madison were gonna be the ones that was wife swapping. Cause I could tell on After Party they were trying to pretend like they didn't have anything going on, but it was so clear. And then she would just jump in and try to defend him. And y'all, tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all really think it was an accident that they just so happened to run into each other at the gym? I definitely feel like her and David are gonna be young. If the man got on the good foot, he could rival Chris Evans. I mean, have you seen Chris Evans recently? Yeah, Chris Evans never really did it for me anyway. But who would David go to? Carla? I don't think he's. What do you mean, David? David's going with Madison. I don't think that was an accident that they just so happened to run into each other at the gym. They seemed like they were. Look, how can I say this? They were talking to each other about the issues that they were having with their respective partners. That's not. I didn't respect that. I didn't respect that. And she was just running down all of Allan's little backstory on his relationships. Now, if it would be one thing if the men wanted to meet up, but once you start mixing and mingling like that, especially when y'all are not necessarily in the best place with your partners, that's a recipe for disaster. I wonder who he was eating tacos with at 1 a.m. Yeah, that is a little bit more suspicious now. That is. They were bonding over not liking their partners. Exactly. I don't know. But I definitely think they're the two people participating in that. Now we'll talk more about David and Michelle when we get to her. But first, let's talk about probably started texting after probably exchanged numbers. But let's talk about MM and Echi. This man is way too performative. Like, when he was trying to force her, first of all, he was trying to force this sob story. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm not saying it's not upsetting. I'm not saying it's not traumatic. It's all of those things. But I just didn't like how he was trying to shove this sob story down her throat. And, well, if this don't make you emotional, if this doesn't make you want to cry, I don't know what will. You don't know what she's been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was clearly trying to have a moment, but he's doing it in a manipulative way. Like, just, if a moment like that is going to happen, just let it happen. Don't try to force it. And it just, it's not giving. Boo this man. I'm sorry, this couple is fake. I think MM on her end is being real. I think he's being fake. Echi don't like her. Echi gets me fraudulent. I don't like Echi. That man is trying to sell that book from Amazon. I know that's right. If he mentioned that book one more time, when Echi was fishing for emotion, gave emotional, it sure did. I didn't like that because don't try to force me to cry. I feel like she was being sympathetic. I don't think she was being cold towards him or trying to make it seem like, you know, what he went through was nothing. But he was trying to force tears or force emotion. And why? then he gets disappointed and judgy if she doesn't. Right. And then it was so sad to see MM in her confessional talk about how, you know, she didn't receive a lot of hugs and I love yous from her family because they were, you know, they show their love in different ways, and it's a different culture. They're Nigerian, so I guess they don't really show love in that way. And one of the only times she heard her father say I love you was on his deathbed. And that was you know, it was hard to see her get emotional that way. Especially since she recently lost her father. But for him to try to force that out of her, he tries to force her to feel a certain way a lot. Then he gets disappointed and judgy if she doesn't. Right. Like when he said he called her the homie and she didn't react the way he wanted her to, which she rightfully so didn't like that. We are married. I'm not your homie. Why are you calling me that to your friends? And he was looking at her crazy. Well, what you want me to call you, the ops? Why is that the only options? How about you call her wife? Because that's what she is to you. And so that solidified it for me that he's not really interested in her and that he's definitely just here for whatever TV time he can get. His naked ankle in this pic. Y'all, every time I see this picture, I cringe so hard. I'm like, I'm so ready for this sockless trend with suits to end. I can't stand that exposed ankle. It's almost a cankle. One thing I noticed in the last episode, he says stuff he claims are jokes, but he means it. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that, cause them jokes be having an element of truth to them. Definitely swollen. It's giving Big Mama's ankle. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Calling her the homie felt so masculine. Yeah. The homie? The homie. No. Maybe he has no show socks. Get some. Because whatever that you got going on right there, Cankle's jamming that big foot into them loafers. I cannot. Oh my god. I just hate it for a meme because I do feel like for the most part she's like invested. But she is overlooking the red flags at this point. So maybe once they come from their honeymoon, they hit the real world, maybe it will be clearer to her. I try not to judge him following this show from city to city, but he's definitely here from. Yeah, for you to sign up in Houston and now all of a sudden you live in Chicago in order to be on the show. Yeah, His manipulative ways and trying to sell this book so much makes me hate his fake glasses even more. It's all an image and a facade. It is. It is. And it's unfortunate because it's not going to work for you, sir. It's not. We see straight through it. I want better for him, ma'am. She seems so genius. She does. And she seems still raw from whatever she's been through. Whether losing her father or that last relationship where she was cheated on. She just seems still like she hasn't all the way healed from it. Alright, let's move on to the last couple. She about to get the Hannah treatment. She about to get the Hannah treatment because why won't she just go home? See, it's people like her and Alyssa from a couple of seasons ago, Miss I'm a Good Person. If you are that uncomfortable and you don't want to be with this person, go home. Just go home. Why make this other person miserable? You're not even making an effort to enjoy being on this trip. You could be doing activity. We haven't seen her and David do one thing. We haven't seen them go parasailing. We haven't seen them on jet skis. We haven't seen them zip lining. We haven't seen them shopping at a local flea market. We haven't seen anything. Any kind of fun. She's been in the room the entire trip. Except for when they hung out with the other couples. What is the point of you being here? Just ask for the divorce now. Exactly. And then I do love how they included some of the footage with the producers, because clearly they're interfering and trying to coerce her to stay. Because she was saying, I'm ready to go. I do not want to be here anymore. I'm tired. It's not even his fault. He's a nice guy. But I can't do this anymore. And they convinced her to stay. But she's another person. Why are you coming on a show? She said she likes to be in control of everything. This is a situation where you're not even choosing your own husband. You're not choosing your apartment. You're not choosing this trip. You're not choosing anything. And you know that about yourself. So why sign up for something like this? I know me. If I was single, I would never come on a show like this. Y'all would hate me. Because I like what I like. And I can't tell you what I like because I don't know what I like until I see it. So then you're going to choose somebody and he's going to be someone I'm not attracted to. But I would like to think on a show like this, I would at least try if I signed up for it. These people are not even giving their partners a chance. She's miserable and is mad. He isn't also miserable. Agreed. Like, she's trying to ruin his trip too. They stay way too long and then justify being mean because of their own bad choices. You're including David. She tried to escape when she called the producer. Right. Why didn't they just let her go? They just want good TV. I know that, but why put that on the show? Because that kind of made the show look bad, if you ask me. She is the person we were talking about in the What We Don't Want to See This Season live, whining and crying and complaining and not giving it a chance at all. While she is dead wrong for not even trying, he does dump on her every time they talk, and he needs to ease up. I feel like, and I'm not saying this right, I'm not saying it's how you should do it, but she's not giving him the opportunity to have conversations with him and get to know him. If you notice, he's always the one asking her questions. The only time she's asking him questions is about his living situation or something she doesn't like about him. But she never asked him any questions, getting to know him, how he is as a person, and how are you in a relationship? She doesn't try to ask any questions. And yes, does he come in and just dump everything out? I think it's just because he wants her to know everything. He doesn't want to hide anything from her. He doesn't want to take off his shirt and she see that name and ask who it is, and he's never told her. And I think in his mind, this is me trying to be honest and be real. Her feelings are valid, but her delivery and how she treats him is just mean. I wish they let her go home. Me too. David is cute to me, but he loved them white women. Right. This is his type. It's crazy to me how he was going crazy. Oh, she has blonde hair, blue eyes. That's exactly my type. He was going off about that, not knowing how she was going to treat him in the long run. And I feel like that's why he gave her so much grace. But he finally had it this episode. She got an attitude when he asked her. That was another thing that bothered me. Y'all are married. All he did was ask what her relationship was with her family, with her parents. What's wrong? Like, that's not a crazy intrusive question, especially if those are gonna be my in-laws. Why do you want to know that? She didn't like the way he looked. It was never going to work. He is kind of cute, but I definitely ain't his type. Do you think this is her first light-skinned black man? She said her type was a light-skinned black man. So this can't be the first one. It's giving Alyssa vibe. But he had it at that table. When he got up and walked away, he just, because she was starting to gaslight him, saying, oh, you're talking over me. I couldn't even blame him for getting up and walking away. And how about the rest of that day? He enjoyed Mexico. And I don't even blame him. I can't blame him. Like, she was so miserable. Even when all the couples got together, everybody else was going on the water slide. Everybody else was laughing, joking, having fun. And she just over to herself, sulking. He needs to stop talking to her, and admit she's going to claim she feels threatened. I get that Karen vibe from her too. Low key. I do kind of get that Karen vibe, because she was like, why are you talking over me? She was acting like he was being aggressive to her or something. And she laughs it off. Like, she'll laugh, but she'll be saying something really nasty. She tries to act so dainty and demure, but say something so rude. Yes, I think she wanted a light-skinned black man, not mixed. Possibly. I would like to see who her exes look like. Shamar Moore. She wanted a Shamar Moore. David wanted a Barbie but got brought a Chucky. Oh my God. Because she said nothing about him being attractive when she first met him, but he kept hyping her up with the blonde hair, blue eyes comment. Right. True. That's true. Yeah, Madison probably right now his alley. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. Shout out to everybody in here. Thanks for coming to the live. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all check out my latest review. I already posted it about this episode. So if you just came in and you missed the live, it will be up later on. But in the meantime, you could check out the review. And yeah, shout out to y'all, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.